Okay, so first off, this is going to be a double chapter reviews because last week, due to circumstances last week, I had chapter 187's review recorded, but I didn't have a chance to edit it at all yet last week, so I couldn't post it up. I was busy all weekend, so I'm just putting it on with chapter 188 of Shokugeki No Soma. So without further ado, you'll be seeing me, first off, you'll be seeing chapter 187's review first, and then you'll be cracking on to and then you will see my review for 188. So without further ado, hit the intro. Now, I know I look way around the camera and everything, but I think that brings character to my reviews. It brings a bit more liveliness to my reviews. And in a manga review of the greatness that is Shokugeki No Soma, it is without a doubt needed. I can take off this jacket and still talk and act as it's part of the review. I can chuck it down and everything, because this is manageable to be at least one of Soma's greatest dishes. So the fact is, people have forgotten that this is not a Shokugeki. This ain't a Shokugeki. Yes, there's 3 judges for this match, but this is just a cook-off. Yes, but it's not a Shokugeki. There is still things of an exam needing to happen here. So Soma can still pass and go on to the next exam. Or he can fail and have to exit Tutsuki at the same time. Because this ain't a Shokugeki. I think a lot of people that I've read about the spoilers that people are mentioning about this chapter, and I've read the chapter now and I'm reviewing it for you guys, is that they are forgetting that this is not a Shokugeki. This is not a food wars. A food battle. This ain't a battle. This ain't a Shokugeki. This is an examination match between an Elite 10 Hayama, that is the 9th seat, Akira Hayama, versus Yukihira Soma. This is that type of potential that shows everything that needs to be. His mincemeat kentetsu, his fried mincemeat kentetsu, literally made Soe-san, Alice's father, strip. And you want to know something? He is Zenzaimon's son, alright. Because he strips just like his father, and he has the abs to back it up. He is an Akiri, not that brilliant Azami. He is not an Akiri. He should really change his name back to his original name, because he's not an Akiri. He should not be part of Tutsuki. He is taking over something and bringing his things in power, but he should not be an Akiri. And hopefully Soe doesn't agree with that, because he knows his daughter is a rebel and is fighting against her uncle. That is technically not really classed as her uncle, I don't think, anymore. But he stripped. Shelia and Berta stripped after Soma's dish, and then they became fangirls, and I will be tagging that into the episode. Soma gained fangirls in this chapter, and I don't really imagine that that's gonna be continuing. He's got fangirls, and that's something that has really changed this greatness that is Shokugeki no Soma. But I digress. I really do digress now. When you think about everything that's happened in this chapter and how Soma was walking on a tightrope line, and how this could have failed either way in this chapter, it's explained that he literally managed to grab everything up to the bone and cook everything and made sure everything was grasped and made well in this chapter as well. And my tone sounds a little bit different. But that I digress anyway. So we got that to go on with this, and it really does show that there are times that we can see that he can continue on like this, and he has a strong chance. Because he manages to cook the meat properly and everything, and he was able to get bear meat constantly thanks to that old man that took him up to the mountains to check out the wildlife, check out where the bears stay, stay and live, managed to get better and able to do more than just the amount he was given originally. And he was able to come up with this dish. That is the great thing. And the fact that even Gin was shocked about how well he's made and how well that soy ended up expressing his feelings and actually went down to nuts and crannies of the dish, and he could taste it to the fullest because he could tell that he has achieved something that no mere mortal could achieve. And that shows to Soma. But Soma still has his doubts though. Soma still has his doubts that he could fail. He could lose this match with Hayarama's dish. But because of how annoyed and pissed Hayarama done, he might have ended up letting that bare stink leak through. That is something that really does imagine I can see happening. Because his dish looked fantastic when he presented it, and we won't get the results until probably next chapter, or probably chapter 189, because this has been the longest evaluation, so it's gone beyond my prediction of how many chapters it's going to take for this to wrap up, but it does feel like it's going to end on chapter 189, because we get to see the roads, or they could suddenly cut to the others after this. But this is Shokugeki no Soma. This is a series dedicated to Yukihiro Soma. He is the main protagonist of this series, so I really doubt it's going to cut to anybody else. But I'll digress. And he presented that. But during this whole chapter, Shelley and Berta learned that Soma was the one that beated Alice. And we learned that Shelia and Berta used to play with Kurakiba and Alice before Alice went to Japan to start her school life in Tutsuki Academy. And that they learned that somebody who came from a diner beat her, and they found out that it was Soma. And they completely changed tones with him and everything, and they all went fangirl. They became Soma's fangirl posse. We have fangirl posse for Soma. Out from Shelley and Berta are now Soma's fangirl posse and everything. And we also learned that they have a weird ranking level of rankness to people they like in things. So they will say sound to them and stuff like that. They have a rankness for respect for different people, like Alice's mother is very high up the ranks for this and everything like that. So it really brings down to the chapter because there is a lot of... The art was really on point. Definitely the first panels when we saw Soi Nakiri take his first bite out of Soma's dish. The detail... I give props to the artist. I give props to Yuto's artist that works with him on the detail here. I give him props because the detail on the bites was on point. It was so detailed that I don't think the anime would even capture that correctly, because the art is so well done in here that the anime has not been able to capture it on point. Now, if you give the artist the work for the anime and him animating it, and it looks exactly like the manga in animation form, then it could have been on point. But I cannot see that one panel where Soe takes that one bite, that big bite, with holding it both hands but with a napkin. It's so incredibly detailed that even the next panel with Berta and Shelley are taking the bites, it's the same detailness. It just shows how well on point. And we get 3 strips in this chapter as well. We get all 3 judges stripping as well. Well, Soy just having his shirt unbuttoned and everything and showing everything. So Soma manages to get to there. And it just shows you how on point it is. It is. So... this was a great chapter. I really enjoyed it. Now this also clears up from last week's chapter, even though after I went back and reread last week's chapter, I did learn that Soma did serve first. So there is that problem. But this is the thing. I remembered now that this ain't a Shokugeki match. So the whole deal of the judges are there to judge the present, most likely are there for taste, preparations, presentation, and the normal exam stuff in competitions like that. They have to judge the presentation, stuff like that. But they also can still give a pass to someone to proceed to the next exam afterwards, regardless if he wins or loses the match, because this is the whole point. This is an exam. This ain't a Shokugeki match. This is an exam match where he will have to, because he can still be Hayama with points and scores and grades here. So if he passes with flying colours, then he can go to the next match because he won pretty much. It doesn't matter because this ain't a Shokugeki. He didn't challenge Hayama, or if you want to go by his name Akira, he didn't challenge Akira to a Shokugeki. He didn't challenge him to a Shokugeki like I stated countless of times. This is an exam match. This is an exam match, so it doesn't matter if he loses the match, but if he has the grades and they pass his presentation with flying colours, his preparing for flying colours, his serving with flying colours, and everything, then he can still move on, because that's pretty much a passing grade. But this is a match as well, so if he doesn't beat Hayama, then he's out of Tutsuki regardless. But it's like I said, this is all coming down to judges. But other than that, this was a great chapter of Shokugeki no Soma. Yet again, it was very great. There has not been a bad chapter yet, but this has been a great chapter overall, and I really cannot wait to see what chapter 188 is going to show us next week. But hopefully you guys enjoyed. I've been your host, Kai, from Kai's Otaku Corner, member of the 00 Club, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye for now. See ya. Okay, so chapter 188 of Shokugeki no Soma, also known as The Greatness, is pretty much was an intense chapter. We still don't know who won this. We know that the fried bear that Hayama made surpassed Soma's dish, and this is according to Soe. We got to see a quick flashback of the whole cooking process, the whole preparing process on Hayama's side, where Azami brought in all the greatest food scientist people there to help taste test and everything, and Akira just pretty much outright saying, I don't need them, send them home, I'll be doing all the taste testing, he'll be doing everything because of his God's nose. He'll be doing everything that is mentioned and that he done to walk up it, because they were shocked that he made a perfect Cajun spice for this dish and everything. It then cuts to a flashback with Soma talking to, I think, Alice and Kurakiba and Erina, I think, at the same time during the preparations for this dish. And it just shows that he's really preparing this dish really well, up to scratch that he wants it. And everybody's stripped because everybody was shocked of how great this dish was. But the fact is, Akira says that he will end Soma. He will be But that's the thing. The events. This is not a Shokugeki. This is an exam battle, and the results haven't come in if Soma passes or not. And it all comes down to the sources. They tried the meats without the sauces. Now it comes down to the sauce. The sauce they made to go with their dishes. And that's where I think chapter 189 is going to be the results chapter and the winning chapter. And I have a funny feeling this is a close match. This is tied up and everything. So Soma might end up winning there just because his sauce might end up being better. Because yet again, one of these anime manga flags that I always pictured in my head when it comes to characters is when a character becomes too overconfident and too cocky and ends up not caring, and thinks that he knows he's going to win, he knows he's going to beat the opponent he's going to face, and he knows he's going to really wow them up to the point where there's no reason for them to do so. So he's and normally those kind of flags are normally the end results of them losing, and the person they wanted to defeat, they wanted to end and or whatnot, ends up becoming the victor. And in this case, in this case, Soma is going to win. I have a strong feeling Soma's going to win because of these flags of Hayayama not really caring. He just wants Soma gone so it can shut his army up so he can protect his facility and everything, and Soma can go. But everything can be turned on the sources. Yet again, the art was on point. Yet again, in Shokugeki no Soma, everything was really on point, and it was really, really awesome that it's done this. So I really like the art in this. The information dealt with what's been made to perfect Akira's dish was really well done as well, and I really cannot wait to see where everything goes on in this chapter as well. But other than that, I really love this intense, because I did like the art where it was like them in a boxing ring and Soma was getting up after Hayayama gave the final blow, and Soma just got up because he doesn't want to go down and he's not going to go out without a fight. And that is something that will be happening in this chapter. In next week's chapter is probably going to be the results. Both are going to have tasted with their sources and everything like that. Even if it goes on to it being another few chapters where they have to prepare the sauce to go with their dish, but they most likely have the sauces already prepared for this dish. So it really does show that it's going to end up, it most likely is going to end up being a tie, and I think Akira's not going to like that either way. He wants Soma defeated, because I think he would not like a tie either way. So that is the problem here at the same time. But other than that, I did enjoy chapter 188. The art was on point, like always. The information given in this chapter was really well informed again, and seeing those bits of flashback in this chapter as well was great. In general, and it just shows how much things have gone and how much Akira just wants to defeat Soma, because it's like he's a thorn in his side, and he's got to the point where he's activated all these losing flags of being too cocky, careless, doesn't care, he just wants to get it over and done with type of persona and everything. What would lead to him losing? Because I have a funny feeling it's the sources. Soma's going to win via the sources. That's what I think. Soma's going to win via the sources, or it can end up being a tie at the same time. Like always, comment down below. Do you think it's going to end up a tie in this exam? Do you think Soma's going to win, or do you think Soma's going to lose and be expelled from Tutsuki Academy at this point? Comment down below in the comment sections below, and I'll see you next time. I've been your host, Kai from Otaku Corner, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye for now. See ya. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed my reviews for both chapter 187 and 188 of Shokugeki no Soma. Like always, if you want to keep up to date, you can hit that bell notification and hit that subscribe button and hit that bell notification so you can keep up to date and be notified for all my latest videos. Also, if you've got Facebook, I have a Facebook fan page that you can find the link down in the video description down below. Also, if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can find the link also down in the video description as well. If you've got that anime amino app, I don't go on it much, but you can find it down in the video description down below as well. Well, not really down below, I don't really put the link there, but you can search me on the app via Otaku Corner, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye for now, see ya.